Miss Congeniality 2017 to share the unforgettable experience that is Miss VietFest United States pageant. The pageant has been empowering young, confident, intelligent Vietnamese women for 6 years, this being the 7th consecutive year providing opportunities for participants to improve their public speaking, poise, and deepen their appreciation for their heritage. Some have said this about love. You can only have more for yourself by giving it away to others, but I think this applies to sharing culture too. As Miss VietFest United States Queen, I have spent the last year sharing my love of Vietnamese traditions with my community, and in doing so, further developed my own cultural identity. I had the opportunity to participate in many Tết Trung Thu festivals, perform in Vietnamese wardrobes like áo dài, áo bà ba, áo tứ thân, for folk singers like Y Lan and songwriters Lam Phương, help with the documentary film contest about Vietnamese history, and write articles for Kỷ Nguyên Mới magazine, teach Vietnamese to 3rd graders, and assist in fundraising for charitable projects to provide health care for those less fortunate in Vietnam. Community is defined by what we do for each other, and I can honestly say I feel incredibly lucky to be part of this caring community. From supporting professional development organizations like AA Success, to visiting elderly at senior homes on Vietnamese holiday with Viet Duan, and Vietnam, working alongside passionate advocates like Dr. Long Nguyen and Mrs. Kim Young in awarding scholarships to Vietnamese American college students so they can achieve their dreams of a higher education. I also mentored students in scientific research and presented my own work at an international conference following 2 publications this year. Representing all these communities dear to my heart as a 2018 Cherry Blossom Princess in our nation's capital, I served as Goodwill Ambassador and shared the message of world peace. None of this would be possible, however, without the support of those around me. It began with meeting these amazing young women as contestant of Miss VietFest pageant last year. Throughout the preparations and rehearsals for the pageant, they were always encouraging. We learned from each other, and together we lifted each other up to new heights. Each of us have achieved personal and professional goals this year. It is the gift of sisterhood that each of us will continue to have even after we pass on our crowns. Each year, this VietFest family grows in participants, in volunteers, and in sponsors. I am thrilled that as of today, we have 13 contestants who are focused on community work, scholarship, culture preservation, and leadership in this year's 2018 Miss VietFest United States pageant. The 13 ladies will be wearing an evening gown sponsored by Chloe Dow, a Vietnamese-American fashion designer and Season 2 Project Runway winner. And unique to this VietFest pageant, the contestants will wear an áo dài to highlight and showcase the beauty and grace of Vietnamese women as they share a proverb and highlight its meaning. This portion demonstrates a special appreciation for our culture, and it is also my personal favorite. From the aforementioned pageant components, the judges determine the top 5 contestants, and they will be presented with a question. The royal court is crowned after scores are totaled for each portion from the panel of judges, and on a Sunday evening, at the conclusion of what will be a spectacular showcase of Vietnamese culture, we will have a new queen, first and second princess, Miss Photogenic, and Miss Congeniality, who will be chosen by her peers. Miss Diana Lay here, who's Miss Congeniality 2017, will tell you about the prizes that each of the winners will receive.
Thank you. So we are linked with Miss Earth United States, which focuses on environmental and global advancements. The top 3 finalists have the chance to compete as DC, Virginia, or Maryland in the pageant. This year we have a special prize for the Queen, which includes 2 round trips to Vietnam via Anna, on top of the $1,000 cash prize. So very, very big. Also, the Miss VietFest First Princess will be awarded an $800 cash prize with a crown and sash, as well as the list of details on this slide. And the Miss VietFest second princess will be awarded a $600 cash prize with a crown and sash as well. So I would encourage those eligible to take a chance and experience this rewarding journey. It truly is worth everything you put in. And it has been an honor serving as your 2017 Royal Court. And it has really been a humbling experience for the both of us. It was very challenging, but through sisterhood, and we just got the confidence, and here we are.
Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see everyone on August 11th and 12th for VietFest. Best of luck to all our contestants. We have Aria here who will be competing this upcoming pageant. And of course, good fortune to those of you who are staying after. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Linda. As you can see, even though it's a festival and we have a pageant, our pageant is connected to the national pageant. And more importantly, the ladies that do compete, they become lifetime friends. And if you have, who here wants 2 free tickets back to Vietnam? Not all of you?
One way?
2 way. So ANA Airlines is giving the winners 2 of those tickets. So if any of you wanted one of those tickets, get your friends, your daughter, your nieces to compete. They win, you get it. All right, they keep the cash, you keep the tickets. How about that? All right, well, next I would like to bring up Alyssa, who is the Director of Volunteers, because without volunteers, we would not have the manpower to do all the work that's needed before and during the event. So everybody, please give Alyssa a round of applause to discuss about volunteers.
Kính thưa các quý vị, em xin chào ban tổ chức, ban khán giả. Tên em là Nguyễn Mỹ Hằng hoặc là Lisa Nguyễn. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elisa Nguyen, and I am this year's VietFest Volunteer Director. Planning for VietFest, as you can see, has finally kicked off, and I hope you guys are excited as I am. VietFest would not be possible without the dedication of our wonderful supporters and, of course, volunteers. Nova is in need of such people who believe in preserving our mission of Vietnamese culture, promoting leadership, and as well as empowering the Vietnamese community. This year we'll be needing help in areas such as breaking up and setting up, the decorations, at the information booth, competitions, normal operations, and of course creating the cotton candy and popcorn to sell. For me personally, I started volunteering at Nova DC since the summer after my sophomore year of high school, and every year I always get the question of, why do you come back? And for me personally, I've always made great new memories and also new friends that I've sticking together ever since today. And in addition to that, you can get a free VietFest Nova DC 2018 t-shirt, and as well on the day you volunteer, you can get free access to the tent with free food and refreshments. And after, of course, all this ends, we'll have an opportunity to attend the 2018 appreciation party. We'll be opening up sign-ups for volunteering, and you can go to the vietfest.com/volunteers to sign up. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you there.
Before you leave, I just want to say a few words. Alyssa here has been our volunteer for this year, the 3rd year, correct? 4th year. Now, every year that she volunteers, no matter what job we give her, she stays there for the whole time. She never complains whether she's hungry or hot. And she's been our superstar volunteer. So that's why this year we made her the director, because she's a perfect example of a volunteer that puts her heart and soul into doing her job and supporting VietFest. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, you've heard a lot of information about VietFest. Now, your job today here is to relay this back, let people know what's going on, and spread the message. Let them know when our event is. Help us find more contestants. Help us find more vendors. we welcome that. So next I'm going to open up for questions and answer. If anybody wish to ask us any questions, can I have the presenters and the directors please come up? You two, please. All you guys come up front. Please, don't be shy. You were up here already. Come on. Mr. VietFest, Ms. VietFest, everybody up here. So anybody, do you have a question for us? Or any concerns or any suggestion? Please, this is the time. Yes, okay, yes ma'am. Please introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Yes, hi, my name is Lisa Kim. I'm with the Korean Society of Maryland. My question is, what is the Vietnamese population in DC, Maryland, and Virginia?
Does anybody want to answer that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I guess I will. You know, on paper we're about 70,000, but reality we're probably over 100,000. Because I'm sure not all of you guys signed that census and sent it back, right? And you know what? That's about one thing about a lot of Asian communities. We are very powerful. Even in Fairfax County, we are 25% of the population. But yet, we do not participate in our civic duties. And if we don't, that's why we might not get grants for certain programs. So if you, you know, what you say, yes, on paper it may be around 70,000, but I know it's more than 100,000. But I think because we're shy people and we hide, but so we need to come out more often. Come out and let them know that we're here, we live here, we vote, we exist. Okay? So I hope, yes sir?
We pay taxes.
And, wait, we do pay taxes, right? All right. So we pay taxes, we deserve to get something back. Otherwise, we pay that for nothing. So please, everybody, get involved and let them know that we're here and we're here to stay. Yes, thank you. Yes, next person, please. Can you hand that over, please?
Okay, thank you for the VietFest for the last 7 years. What is the approximate the total budget for whole event, and how many percentage, as you know, sponsored for the VietFest, please?
So I guess I will answer that. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Every year we need at least $110,000 to put together VietFest. The venue itself is over $30,000, not counting electricity, all the tents. Even our stage is over $10,000. So we have to raise that type of money to be able to do VietFest every year. Now there are times we don't have enough. And that's where I put my money in. So, and then your second part of your question is, what is the percentage that Maryland Live Casino put in? Now, I cannot divulge that information because that's something that is very sensitive, but as you know, they are our title sponsor, and that's all I am allowed to discuss because that's a privacy information. I hope you understand, sir. Thank you. Anybody else with any questions that you might want to ask any of these you know, ladies and gentlemen here? Any other concern, any suggestions for VietFest this year, or how you will help?
Well, how many people are actually going to be coming? Raise your hand if you're coming. Come on, let's be more into that. Everybody should be coming.
Yes. Oh, did you have a question? Oh, okay. No, if you hold the microphone, you have to say something. All right, anybody else with any questions or concerns or suggestions? Now is the time. Yes, sure. Let me see if I can make it all the way over here. And you can say it in Vietnamese. I'll translate. Don't worry. Okay? Please.
Hello.
Say it in Vietnamese. That's fine.
I would like to have a question for you. How about Smithsonian in Washington D.C. support VietFest every year? That's my question. So that they can help you money
Okay.
to do the job.
That's a great question. Because I run a lot of different festivals throughout the DC area, whether it be VietFest, the Korean Festival of Maryland, which is coming up in September 15th, Fiesta Asia, which was supposed to be back in May, but it's happening July 21st. I don't know if you guys remember, there's a big festival that we block off 3rd Street through 6th Street along Pennsylvania Avenue. But to your question, Smithsonian supports what's within their purview. And what's in their purview is that it's within DC. Yes, it's much harder for them to support festivals that are outside of DC, whether it be in Maryland or Virginia. Now that doesn't mean that they don't support programs such as Vietnamese focused programs or Korean American focused programs or Chinese American focused programs. But in terms of direct support, no. And I don't see, there may be other opportunities, but not a direct where they become like a titanium sponsor or anything like that. And I think Bobby knows that they have supported us, but in an indirect way. And Bobby, if you want to add to that.
Yes, the Smithsonian did support us 2 years ago when they had the money in the budget. Because Smithsonian is a federal organization that does support a lot of programs for the AAPI in the community. And No Mobile DC is registered as one of the AAPI communities. So 2 years ago, we did have support from the Smithsonian as a heritage sponsor. But you know, every year budgets change. So when they have more money in their budget, I'm sure they'll come back and support us because we're in the system already. So yes, they did sponsor us 2 years ago, but this year they cannot sponsor due to budget limits. Is there any other questions, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you. So anybody else have any questions? Oh wait, are you allowed to ask?
So Bobby, as president, what are some of the specific goals, or if you could share your personal vision for VietFest and Nobel for the next 5 years, or however you want?
Okay. All right. That's a tough question. No, but really, now the whole reason. Let me share how I even got involved in VietFest. I moved back here about 7 years ago when the first VietFest started. I've been away from this state for about 15 years, and I saw a group of young people. There were 5 of them. This is one of the original ones, okay? That did VietFest. They didn't have a lot of support from the community. They just did it, and they didn't even live here. They just moved here. Some of them don't even live here, but they felt that it was necessary to have a festival. And I was only a vendor at the festival, but I was inspired by what they did. So I said to myself, I need to get involved. I need to bring our community together more, showcase who we are as Vietnamese Americans. And that's the next year. I was really handling a lot of things for VidFest, and now we grew to what it is now. But you know what I can take away from VidFest is this: I see all these young people here who have put their time, their efforts, and they volunteer to do, you know, to a lot of people the impossible. You know, to be able to showcase who we are as Vietnamese and Vietnamese Americans. And I'll tell you what, most of the people here are born here. They don't know anything about Vietnam. But they took the time to learn, to be able to showcase that. That's why I say, for the future of VidFest, they are the leaders. They are the ones that are going to lead the community. And they are the ones, and plus, we need more people to get involved because VidFest is about bringing the community together. And you know, when they leave, here's a good thing. They go out, they finish college, they use us as a reference. I don't know how many times I picked up the phone and they say, oh, did this person participate with VidFest as a, whatever position that is? And I verify them for their government job, whatever job. The fact that they remember that they were part of something special. And the fact is that they still come back. How many kids you have, you? She has, I lost count. Is it 4 or 5? 4 kids, okay? And no matter what, she puts the time out to help us, Okay? Joe has been with us for a long time. Now, we always get new people, but the old people stay because they feel good about what they do. They feel good about, showcasing us as Vietnamese Americans, and they're proud to be Vietnamese. I know a lot of times when you have kids that are born in the US, they forget, or maybe they don't know a lot about Vietnam. VietFest brings that back to them. But it also reminds the first generation of where we come from. But also reminds everybody that this is also our country. We have to contribute to it. We have to do more as Vietnamese and Vietnamese Americans. So to answer your question, Stephen, VietFest is the future of our community coming together, celebrating our culture, our people, our country with other nationalities, other communities. Thank you. And yes, ma'am.
Chị Phượng muốn hỏi là những năm trước Bảo có xổ số để trúng xe, tại sao năm rồi và những năm nay sẽ có hay không?
All right, that's a good question. Thank you. Now, she asked me, do we have a car to raffle this year? Because 3 years ago, we did raffle a car away. Okay? One lucky winner was very, very happy. She was actually a teacher that teaches Vietnamese. And you know what? It was at the opportunity time because her car was over 250,000 miles and she was thinking of a new car. And it came true. She won. Now, ever since we came to Tyson's, the cost to do the festival has been more than 6 times what it usually costs. So no, we don't have money for a car, but if you know anybody that want to offer a brand new car for a raffle, we'll definitely take it. Okay? But also because at Tyson's, they don't allow any vehicles on the property, and if it is, you have to push it up, there's no gas, but more importantly, it's about budget. Tyson's Corner costs us a lot of money to put together, and we're limited on our budget and what we're able to do. So yes, in the future, I will keep that in mind to see if we will, raffle a free car away. But not this year. Thank you. What's that? Okay, anybody else? Any questions, any concern? And like I said, you can speak Vietnamese. I'll translate. Any suggestions? Okay, Christian.
I don't know if Bobby stressed this or the rest of the staff has stressed this, but we are still looking for sponsorship. So if you have any funds, we are a 501c nonprofit organization, so it is tax deductible. So if you've got any money to give us, Bobby would be happy to take it, as well as if you know any...
don't say that. Give it to Noval DC.
Bobby, that's me. No, I'm not saying give it to you. I'm saying
no, I'm just kidding.
Noval DC is a 501c3 nonprofit. So again, if you have any funds that you'd like to give us, also if you have any sponsors, we're still accepting sponsorship. So if you have a business, you have a corporation, for those of you who do work in corporate companies, they have a matching program. So if you're donating to us, your company will match that donation. So please bear that in mind. And again,
Say that again, who's matching what?
A lot of companies have a donor matching program. So if I work for, let's say, IBM and I donate to Noval DC, my company will match that donation.
All right, we need to talk about that.
Okay, so.
All right. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As the member of the Vietnamese community, and we are very proud to support VietFest in the past, and we're more than happy to support them again in the near future. And for the 7th event, we just want to wish you very, very success. That's all I can say today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I'm sure that we'll be successful because why? All of you are here. All these people are here, standing up here, contributing their time and their efforts to make it a successful event, but it could be more successful if you all go out there and advertise to all your Facebook friends, to all the media, everybody, and have them come and enjoy. Remember, see that video, everybody's happy on there. If you want to be happy, you gotta come to VietFest, okay? All right, well, any other questions before we conclude the press conference? No? All right, well, I want to thank everybody for coming today and thank all the speakers, all the directors for coming up here bravely to talk about VietFest. So the next thing on the agenda, first of all, there's still a lot of food left. So if anybody want to have second, third, or fourth, please do. And also, for any of you that haven't turned in your ID or gave the people the cards, remember they're going to give you a $25 slot play, free slot play. Who knows? You might win a jackpot. You know, we do need sponsorship, right, Christian? Yeah. So don't forget when you win, okay? So please enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Hold on, Sarah, did you want to say something? Oh, okay. Please enjoy the rest of the afternoon on Maryland Live. And I also want to thank the staff today for serving us, for taking care of us. Please give them a round of applause. Please enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. Okay, wait. All right, the picture time. Okay.